because it's already got commentary.
Look at this. Arriving in style. Buster and Ice, the Untouchables. They're going to take on the Max Brothers in a culmination of what has been nothing short of a sensational story here in the Windy City Wrestling area. Before this match starts, let's take you back and show you everything that's led up to this moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now the challengers. At a combined weight of 547 pounds from Miami, Florida, they are Supermax, Mad Max, the Max Brothers. Accompanying them to the ring, the manager, Psycho, along with some friends and family. One fall with a 60-minute time limit.
Oh my, look at this. Already it started, fans. Oh my, look at what's going on. Mad Max, Super Max, the Max Brothers, Buster, Ice, the Untouchables. The crowd is going crazy here at the Chicago Amphitheater. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And Buster and Ice weren't intimidated one bit. Both the Untouchables have chairs. And down goes Super Max. Down goes Mad Max. Mad Max is busted open. He broke the chair on his head. And down goes Ice. Mad Max clobbered him. Super Max busted open. Mad Max busted open. They're coming right at us. Into the post. Right at our table. Again into the ring post. They took out our table. Getting it set up. Power slam right in front of us. In the ring, Mad Max. And down goes Buster. Super Max in the ring. Mad Max outside the ring. Screamer and Brood. Here comes Ron Powers. Here comes Iron Mike Sampson. They're going crazy in front of us. I'm getting out of here. Everybody's here. There's not going to be a match. It's over before it started. hear it? Mad Max just clobbered Buster. I mean Ice. Fans, too much going on. I can't describe it. Trying to restore order in that ring. And there goes Supermax. They can't hold him back. Psycho right in front of me. Brood's got him. Brood's got a hold of him. Supermax is busted wide open. Oh, my! Another chair broken over the head of Mad Max. They're going to need medical attention here. Referee declares a no contest, and rightly so. It was coming to a head. Gary Gronke. Referee Gary Gronke. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
All these guys came in and we couldn't even get the thing started. I don't really have to put these guys in a cage or something. But I'll tell you, I mean, the match never even got off the ground. It hasn't stopped yet.
Something's got to be done. Get security out here. Here goes Buster. Buster after Supermax. Mad Max is back in. Going after everybody. How can these guys even be on their feet? I've never seen anything like it. Buster is busted open. Mad Max is wide open. Supermax is wide open. Ice taking him on. 8 wrestlers in that ring. Cannot stop the action. Supermax down on the floor. Psycho here. They're still going at it in the ring. The managers are now involved. Nobody's going to get out of here. Managers, wrestlers, everybody involved. A volatile situation that had to blow, and it did. Right here on WCW Windy City Wrestling. Oh, and now he picked up the chair. He clobbered him with the stairs. Mad Max gone berserk. Nobody can control him. The Thrasher in there. Captain Fantastic in there. Buster wants at him. Psycho at the side of the ring. Lance Christopher. Iron Mike Sampson. Ice got away and clobbered Mad Max from behind. Mad Max wants at him. And they're still going at it. All 4 wrestlers, we can't get security in here. Get security in here. Somebody needs to restore order. People are trying. Another unbelievable turn of events here in Chicago's International Amphitheater. The crowd is coming to ringside. We need crowd control. Nothing is stopping these guys. You can see the action. What more can I say to describe it? Wrestlers milling around now. Can we get things stopped? I don't know if we can restore order. It looks like we can, finally. And it breaks out again.
No, not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Supermax is asking for a cage match. It's a cage match against the Untouchables.
And here we go again. And all the while, the only one that didn't go berserk was the Godfather, the manager of the Untouchables. In case you couldn't make it out, Supermax has called for a cage match. Referee Gary Gronke said that might be the only way it can be settled. And frankly, I have to agree with him. This is not sport. This is carnage. It's disgusting. I refuse to call another minute of it. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Is he with the company then?
Yep.
Oh, he's been
Really?
since day one. Wow, here we go.
Wow.
Tell you what. That is what Windy City Pro Wrestling is all about. And you know what it was? The key to this success was making such a believable and exciting show for those fans that they left the arena talking about what they saw. Not, oh yeah, that was a cool match, or oh, that was okay. Yeah, that was, yeah, I remember that. No, they left like, oh my God, did you see that? Oh, and then they talk about it forever until the next time we did another show.
Yep.
That's what brought the people back.
And those were definitely the glory days of Windy City Pro Wrestling. But I got to say, I even came on board after the Amphitheater days. And the Amphitheater's great stuff, and God, I'm beholden to it. But nonetheless, I mean, you brought the stacked ring with RVD. That was another fantastic thing we did at the Hammond Civic Center.
That was incredible. You remember the object of that one, don't you? The Battle Royal started in the low ring.
Okay.
And the contestants had to get to the second ring, which was another 8 feet up. There was a ladder in the second ring, and they had to climb up the ladder and get the belt that was hanging from the ceiling. That's how you won that match.
Yeah, and that's fantastical stuff, and you don't see anybody else doing anything like that. God only knows that stacked ring was dangerous. I even know one guy erecting the thing, Vic Ferrari, who got a bad chunk out of the top of his leg putting that thing together. But it was something that was so spectacular and just unbelievable, and the fact that Terry Allen and RVD did get to use the ring in their match, the stacked ring. So another innovative thing as well as the 3-ring 120-man battle royal. We've also had the Rampage with the 2 rings in the ramp. So Windy City always tries to raise the bar and bring back some of the stars that have been there, like Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels, which is always quite a buzz.
Richard T. saying you were talking about how that was the golden age of Windy City. You know, now my question is this:
pre-Richard T. golden age.
Right. Well, sure, of course. Now, and I feel the same way about some of the stuff that I've done. I feel like my golden age was like yada yada over here or whatever, but. Now, how do you feel about the business today? Do you feel that it's going to come around? Do you feel that Windy City is going to come back around and the best stuff is ahead of you?
I do believe that, with all my heart. And it's because of the core of people that we have in Windy City right now. As a matter of fact, my investor group said that to me just the other day. They said, you know what? What we're seeing on this web aggression thing is like Windy City used to be. And they're so pumped. Everybody's pumped. The whole crew, the locker room, everybody, because they can see that we're going back to the way it used to be, and it's going to be more exciting than it ever has been.
Awesome. If you could change anything, if you could go back in time and change anything and do it over again, is there anything you would do differently?
Wow. I wish you would have told me you were going to ask me that earlier, so I could have thought about that one. You know what? I don't think so.
The one and only answer is you would have worked with Billy Whack a whole hell of a lot sooner.
Tell him, Billy.
I would have brought you in sooner, that's for sure.
Well, Sam, let me go back to something about and touch off on that question. Paul Heyman, Paul E. Dangerously, actually worked with you guys 88 and then into 89.
That's correct.
Was there true or false on this rumor that he wanted to run, because he was the booker, he wanted to run Windy City like he eventually ran ECW?
That's exactly what he wanted to do.
And you didn't want it to go that way?
I was too bullheaded and 100% Italian, so I said no.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that is very true. He was manager of the original Midnight Express, and he pulled me aside. He said, "You got something here. This is big." He said, "Let me take control of it, and we'll run with it." That was a big decision to make for being a business owner for the first time in my life. This is the first show I put on. It was a huge show. We had Abdullah the Butcher and all the greats there at Da Vinci Manor. And then we went to the amphitheater right after that, and that was a tough decision, and it was a decision I couldn't make.
He asked you if he could just kind of take over and run it.
He wanted to take it and go.
And you said no.
Just the booking part?
There goes
Just
my
the
next
booking
question.
Just the booking part, right?
Pretty much, yeah. He wanted to handle everything with talent, and I just wasn't ready to do that.
But okay, all right. Then back to my question. Still, even today, you wouldn't have done it. Looking back,
to this day, no.
Right on.
Okay.
Right on.
No.
Ritchard T,
I have a hard time talking him into throwing an occasional hardcore match in because I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but that's just not what Windy City's about most of the time. Occasionally we get a little wild. I mean, the Max Brothers. I mean, what we just saw, motorcycles. That was all chairs. So I mean, in a way, Windy City was already kind of doing that stuff. But you know, the rest is history, and here we still are today doing Battle of the Belts coming up.
Right.
We are bringing Christopher Daniels back, from what I understand, this year. And where's Belts going to be this year?
Well, we're not quite sure. I believe it's going to be at Notre Dame High School in Niles. I'm almost positive that's where we're going.
That's out this way, probably.
Nah, that's way out this way.
Okay, cool. Good stuff. Could be great. I got to do a little bit of word association with you, different people you've encountered in your wrestling career. You just give me what first thing comes to your head. Shawn Michaels.
I know a little bit about this
Really?
one.
There's a
Chop City.
Yeah?
There's a wow. All right.
That
Yeah,
you've
the Max
given
Brothers
to him.
Oh, it was Max Brothers against the Midnight Rockers at the Hammond Civic Center.
I saw that match.
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh, that was great.
I had no idea when I walked in who the Max Brothers were, but afterwards I was like, wow, because I remember Shawn Michaels, I saw him backstage, like, or in that little hallway, like by the stairs, and he was kind of like, give me a look, like, hey, what do you think, you're tough or something? And then they came out and wrestled you guys, and I was like, wow, this is like the Road Warriors versus the Rockers, and I'd seen the Rockers on TV, and I'd never seen you, and we ended up, I think it was TV that night, and I think that's the show I was at, that me and my three friends, you can see us sitting up in the first three rows watching it.
And he was
really
16 or 17 at the time.
Really? Was he cool to work with?
Oh, very cool.
Excellent.
Very cool.
And I remember my one buddy, Jeff Batustak, that was with me that night. Sheik Adnan LKC, I believe, was also on the show.
Oh,
and he had the headdress on, the Arabic headdress. And my friend Jeff screams to him because he saw a picture of Freddie Blassie managing the Iron Sheik, where Freddie Blassie used to don the headgear. And he says to Sheik Adnan LKC, "You're a cheap imitation of Freddie Blassie!" And I swear to God, it was one of the first times I saw true wrestling heat. Sheik Adnan LKC whipped around and looked at him with that one good eye. He was ready to kill my friend. And that's probably what influenced me to eventually, before you work, you got to go to school.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, on with Andy Austin.
Best female wrestler I ever saw.
And she was honored last year at Battle of the Belts, and I thought that was a Class A thing for us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great. Paul Heyman, the aforementioned.
I liked his phone.
Yeah, he kind of dropped that, didn't he?
Did he have a suitcase
He went through
full
it.
of
Yeah,
them?
he went through a lot of them.
Dick the Bruiser.
My hero.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And what it must have been like to work for somebody like that.
Well, there's so much in my life. Being in the amphitheater at the age of 7, 8 years old with my dad, which, that's really special. And we never missed. And to see Dick the Bruiser come down the aisle with the Crusher and to be able to go like that as they go by was like, whoa, Now, let's jump ahead 20 years, or not even 20 years. No, not even 20 years. I was 7, 8. Let's jump ahead 15, 16 years. I'm working for the guy. He's my boss.
What a boss.
Then I get in the ring, and I'm wrestling the guy. And then I, get out of wrestling and become a promoter, and I promote in the building that I used to You know, go like that to Dick.
That was-
I mean, so there's a lot of, you know, this big circle here. It's
it's
That was
something.
very cool.
That was just like me. I mean, my dad took me when I was 12, and I told friends in 8th grade and all through high school I'd be a wrestler, and you know I was fortunate enough to wrestle there 3 different times.
Yeah.
Up there. It was an and being in the locker room with all those greats, it was.
Jumping off word association, and that's a pivotal question I always ask everybody. What was that moment in time in your life that made you decide, I want to be in pro wrestling? Was it a TV show? Was it a match you were at? Was there one particular thing that stands out for you that made you want to...
Well, again, when I was little, I had walls were covered with posters. And I mean, you couldn't see paint. It was all posters. And I would follow the wrestling, especially when it came to the Hammond Civic Center. And the night that this all started was I went to the back, and I was waiting for the wrestlers, just like all good fans do, and here comes Paul Christie. And I said, excuse me, Golden Boy, I said, my name's Sam, and I'd like to get into pro wrestling. And he looked at me, he chuckled, he goes, yeah, put on 50 pounds and come see me in a few months. And he walked. And I was like, wow. He just left me hanging like that. I was like, okay, what do I do now? All right, so I went to Bally's, Chicago Health Club at the time, and I looked up a guy that was a personal trainer that I heard about, and he started training me. Got on a good diet. I weighed 165 pounds at the time, and in several months I was up over 200 pounds. And I went back to the Civic Center the next time they were in town, and I waited for him, and now I'm, you know, come on, Paul, come on out here. Hey, Paul, you remember me? He looks at me, no, oh, I'm Sam. I'm the same guy you told me about 4 months ago, put on 50 pounds and come and see you. Well, here I am. Oh, yeah. Come out to dinner. We're going to Lang's Steakhouse right now. So I went with Paul Christie, Bunny Love, and Moose Cholak.
Wow.
And me and my girl, and
The rest is history.
the rest is history, yeah.
Wow. So where did you
Just like
actually
that.
train with him?
Well, he trained me in Hickory Hills, because that's where he lived. And there was a gym out there. And as I said, that was short-lived. Then he sent me over to Blackie Guzman to learn how to bump. In Blackie's garage, where he had this ring set up, there was no room. You had to walk through the door and climb right into the ring. That was it. The rest of the garage was all ring.
Wow.
And then from there, I went to down to Lexington.
So Paul Christie, it wasn't actually a training center with like a wrestling ring in it?
No.
Just like a gym.
I learned mainly the business and stand-up with Paul. That's what it was.
Trevor, you got something?
No,
you
let's go. Let's run through this. I think
we're getting the tornado. I got a question before we get out of
Yeah,
here.
get in there, Billy.
In closing, quickly, I guess, what are your feelings on the scene now, the Chicago scene, and plans for Windy City for the future? What do we got going on? Like,
well, the only way I look at it is I see Windy City Pro Wrestling. I don't see anything else. And I can only concentrate on what I have to do and where I have to take my company. So that's what lies ahead for me.
And it's worked for 20 years.
And it's worked, yeah.
And that's pretty good
fans,
stuff.
Can I say one thing real
Sure,
quick?
Please, get it in there, Sam.
Thank you very much for having me.
not a problem. Thank you for
Very
coming
much.
out.
I really appreciate you guys having me on the mat. It's a great thing here. You guys are great. Nick's great, and I'm just happy to be here.
Well,
Thank you.
so are we, and we love pro wrestling, and that's why all these people gather once a week in this studio, and we have a ball because pro wrestling's near and dear to our hearts.
Yep.
And it's, as far as I'm concerned, it is the only legitimate sport. It's the only one I can sit through.
The Kings,
So
Sport of Kings.
that's a fact. All right, thanks for joining us right
See you
here
guys
tonight.
next week.
Sam
Thanks for tuning
Decero,
in.
only here on the Mat. We'll see you next time right here. Thank you.
Success.